This is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are continuing with the same topic. We're speaking about how to have effective coaching dialogue. How to have effective coaching dialogue with your team member, with somebody that confides in you. They want you to coach them, the people that you're mentoring, your mentees, and so on. How do you have what we call effective coaching dialogue? And I'm speaking this nuggets because I want to help you. And I hope that as an individual, you are learning out of this and you will be able to have what we call effective coaching dialogue. Now, the first nugget that I want to share today is that you must focus on learning that is taking place. You must focus on learning that is taking place. And that's very, very important, because when you are a coach, you must focus on learning how to coach. Then there's a learning along the way that you will learn, but there's a learning that you may need to go officially and enroll to courses about coaching. And this is very important, because learning coaching is very important. And to know how to coach is very important, because this type of nuggets, they are going to help you, but it's even more important for you to enroll into courses, to attend seminars, to attend workshops about coaching, and also to be coached yourself, because that can be very, very important. But learning must be very important, and you must consider learning as very, very important. But also, while we speak about learning, be ready to learn out of what is taking place in the environment of your coaching. And I've mentioned this briefly in the past lessons, that when you are coaching people, you must have an ear to listen so that you can learn. As I said, this is actually increasing or capacitating your vocabulary in a way that what you've learned from the previous coaching is something that adds to your vocabulary to an extent that you're going to be able to coach others based on what you've learned from the previous coaching. Remember that coaching is actually dynamic. It is environmental. It is actually situational. And it is also depending on the individual that you're coaching. And sometimes it depends on the background and culture of the people that you're coaching. A lot of dynamic exposure, their experiences as well. It also happens to be because of where you are coaching the people, the environment itself, or the place itself. So it is very important then that you are focusing on learning from one situation to another. Now, learning therefore is very important, that you focus on what is taking place. You learn on what is taking place. There are many dynamics that are going to be brought in coaching in many areas, whereby you're going to continue learning. You're going to continue actually getting increased vocabulary out of this. But as I've said earlier, it is very important as well that as we have spoken about learning by courses as well, it is also very important by learning from others who are good coaches. Sit down with those that are good coaches, allow them to coach you, and be able to be coached as well. Because as you are coached, then you become somebody who focuses on learning, on what is taking place, and you are able to learn much more and be able to become effective. When you've learned from the best, you've been mentored yourself, you can be able to coach others and mentor them. And that's how it works. And I want to emphasize that, because learning may come in different ways. Another way of learning that you need to focus on is there are many books written about coaching, and I want you to understand that you need to read books. You need to also read what other people think about coaching, how other people go about coaching as well, because that is another process of learning. And as we go on reading books, apply those skills and nuggets that you've learned from different books, and you'll start to see the ability increasing as well. Because you cannot remain stagnant in the situation of your coaching and never learn to become a better coach. You must grow in your coaching and to be able to coach other people. But that comes with interest in learning on what is taking place. So learn and learn and learn. That's the main thing. Now, the second nugget that I want to deal with today to bring to your attention as you are actually to conduct what we call effective coaching is to not seek answers. Just be curious, please. Do not seek answers from the people that you're coaching. Just be curious about it. Now, there are times when people that you're coaching, they will tell you the situation that they're going through. They will outline how they feel. They will speak up about their emotions as well. They will continue unfolding things that you may have not known. Now, I'm saying, do not seek answers. Be curious. Because as you talk to them, there are times when you are going to ask questions. And those questions are more what we call reflective questions. They are more about what we call an inner reflection of an individual. You're basically asking them questions to reflect on themselves, to reflect on how they acted in a particular situation. They reflect on how they went about what they were doing. Now, when they reflect, they start to see things differently. And some of the questions that you ask that are reflective questions is, how do you think you've performed in this situation? And in that regard, you are actually saying, tell me more about your performance in this regard, so that the person can actually identify where they've gone wrong. And the other question would be, then, what do you think can be done better in the next session? So, well, when you are actually leading people into that, you are actually leading them into reflective questions, whereby they will look at how they performed or how they did something, and also you make them reflect on how they would do it better. The same, like I've said, that if you're coaching a sports team, for instance, football, and there's this particular player who have actually played in a certain way, the question would be, how do you think you've performed? And how do you think you would have done better? How do you do better next time? In the next game, how would you do better? Look at how you played. Look at how you took the penalty. Look at how you were squaring the balls. Look at how you defended. Look at how you were controlling the ball on the midfield. Look at it. And tell me, how best would you do in the next game? How would you think, what do you think need to improve in the next game? So you find that because it's a reflective question, you don't necessarily need answers on this regard. What you need here is you need the person to be able to put them on the mirror and reflect and see where it went wrong, and also to be able to have solutions in their minds. Because when they start to have solutions on their own, they are going to implement it better. And that is why greater coaches are people that are allowing people to improve themselves based on their previous mistakes. And that's the reason why, as a coach, you don't criticize. As a coach, you don't destroy people's morale and self-confidence by telling them that they are useless, by telling them that they didn't do well, by showing them their mistakes and exposing their mistakes. Let it be coming from them where they think that is an area of improvement. They must be the ones that are going to point at what they've done wrong. They should be the ones who are pointing at what they've done as a mistake. And as they point at that, they must be able to reflect and say, this I can improve by doing that and that. That must come from them. And immediately it comes from the individual. Believe me, it is going to be more effective, because people don't want to be told what to do. People want to actually develop learning out of their experiences. And when they correct themselves genuinely, not to impress you as a coach, but to be able to do things because they would see the importance of the consequences of the results that they will input. When they input something, they know that they will get better results. And therefore, they would actually love to correct themselves in that regard. So that is why it is very important that you don't seek answers, but you just become curious. And those questions, because they are reflective questions, they're actually showing a lot of curiosity from yourself. You're curious about, I'm curious about how did you cross that ball? I'm curious about what did you think when you took that penalty, because the way you took it, you must have thought something. That it must be the player that said, no, I wanted to beat the goalkeeper at the corner, I wanted to blast it on, I wanted to put it on the site and whatever. It must be their reflection. And then the next question would be, what do you think you would do better next time? And they would actually tell on how they would do better. But as I said, don't demand the answers out of it. They will improve on their own. I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of Young Men Empowerment Forum. I hope that you are learning quite a lot out of this. And I hope that you have learned something out of this today. And you would continue and check with us as we continue with this topic. But before I check out, remember our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum, and Micornus Phokane. Please like and follow those pages. Make sure that you click notification buttons on them. Don't forget our YouTube channel as well. That's very, very key for you to follow us and subscribe on it. Click notification buttons as well. It will be very important for you. And I believe that will be something very special for you to follow us on a YouTube channel, because there are a lot of materials that were posted in the past that will be very helpful for you as well. Allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.